1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. This is Radio Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. The headlines first. Prime Minister has emphasized the need for rehabilitation and protection of shrines for promotion of religious tourism. Amir of Kuwait has reiterated his desire to expand his country's relations with Pakistan for mutual benefit of both sides. Information Minister says efforts are being made to move towards a peaceful and all-inclusive settlement in Kabul. Foreign Minister is in Tajikistan to represent Pakistan at the two-day SCO Council of Foreign Ministers meeting in Dushanbe tomorrow. Kashmiris on both sides of line of control and the world over will observe Kashmir Martyrs' Day tomorrow to pay homage to martyrs of 13 July 1931. Taliban have surrounded the city of Ghazni in central Afghanistan. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has emphasized the need for rehabilitation and protection of shrines in the country for the promotion of religious tourism. He was chairing a meeting to review Hazrat Data Ganj Bakhsh Integrated Development and Management Plan and conservation and restoration of Lahore's historic Badshahi Mosque and other shrines in Punjab province. The Prime Minister said shrines located across the country are our historic asset. Imran Khan also directed that a comprehensive plan be formulated so that the state land adjacent to shrines be used for educational institutions and hospitals. The meeting was informed that a plan has been formulated to convert the surrounding area of Data Darbar in the center of religious tourism and education. Under his plan, Data Darbar will be transformed into a welfare center where the deserving Zaireen will not only be provided with food and accommodation but arrangements to be made for their education. Amir of Kuwait Sheikh Nawaful Ahmed Al-Jabbar Al-Sabah has reiterated to expand his country's relations with Pakistan for mutual benefit of both sides. Replying to President Dr. Arif Alvi's letter, he expressed satisfaction over the strong ties between Kuwait and Pakistan. The Amir of Kuwait accepted the invitation from the President to visit Pakistan. He also thanked Pakistan for praising Kuwait's role in issues of Muslim Ummah, especially Palestine. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Chaudhry Fawad Hussain has said Pakistan is keenly observing the changing situation in Afghanistan. In a tweet today, he said efforts are being made to move forward towards a peaceful and all-inclusive settlement in Kabul. However, the minister said if it does not happen so, its implications will not be let to affect Pakistan. He said Prime Minister Imran Khan has made it clear that Pakistan will be partner for peace but not in war. The Information Minister reiterated that Pakistan's land is not being used against Afghanistan and hopefully Afghanistan will also reciprocate in the same way. He said the government's Afghan policy is in the interest of Pakistan and the political parliamentary leadership is unanimous on the principle of non-interference. Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed says on the request of Election Commission, 7,200 personnel of Rangers and FC will be deployed in Azad Jammu and Kashmir to ensure smooth conduct of elections there on 25th of this month. Addressing a news conference in Islamabad today, he said Army is always ready to support Election Commission for security purposes. Responding to a question, he said India has always remained involved in sabotage activities in Pakistan. However, our security agencies foiled their sordid designs. Federal Minister for Education Shafqat Mahmood has stressed the need for further enhancing cooperation between Pakistan and Bulgaria in the fields of education and culture. He was talking to the ambassador of Bulgaria to Pakistan, Irina Gencheva, who called on him in Islamabad today. He said relations between the two have always been marked by trust, mutual understanding and close cooperation, and Pakistan desires to further enhance these relations in all fields of mutual interests. The ambassador on her part expressed a keen interest in enhancing and promoting people-to-people contact and cultural exchanges between the two countries. This is Radio Pakistan. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi is in Tajikistan to represent Pakistan at the two-day meeting of Council of Foreign Ministers of Shanghai Cooperation Organization beginning in Dushanbe tomorrow. The foreign ministers of all SCO member states will participate in the meeting to deliberate upon important regional and international issues. Shah Mahmood Qureshi will also participate in the ministerial level meeting of SCO contact group on Afghanistan. He will share Pakistan's perspective on the situation in Afghanistan and stress the imperative of a peaceful, negotiated political solution to the issue. Kashmiris on both sides of line of control and world over will observe Kashmir Martyrs' Day tomorrow to pay homage to martyrs of 13th July 1931. All Parties Hurriyat Conference has appealed the Kashmiri people to mark the day by observing complete shutdown in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. It is pertinent to mention that on 13th July 1931, the troops of Dogra Maharaja had killed 22 Kashmiris, one after the other, outside the central jail in Srinagar during the court proceedings against one Abdul Qadir, who had asked the Kashmiri people to defy the Dogra rule. Thus, 22 youth sacrificed their lives till the completion of Azan. A march towards the martyrs' graveyard at Naqshband Sahib in Srinagar will also be held tomorrow, where the martyrs of 13th July were buried. In a statement in Srinagar, All Parties Hurriyat Conference spokesperson said the objective of the shutdown and the march is to convey to the world that the Kashmiris will never accept Indian subjugation. In India, dozens of people have been killed in separate lightning incidents across Jaipur and Madhya Pradesh states. According to media service reports, dozens have also been killed in lightning strikes in Uttar Pradesh state. Taliban fighters have surrounded the city of Ghazni in central Afghanistan, taking over civilians' homes to fight security forces. In a statement in Kabul, Hassan Razi, a member of Ghazni's provincial council, said the offensive was on the latest on a provincial capital as Taliban launched fresh attack to gain territory. He said the situation in Ghazni city is very critical as the Taliban use civilian houses as hideouts and fire upon the Afghan security forces. Clashes between the two sides are also continuing in the southern province of Kandahar. Meanwhile, peace talks between Taliban and the government have nominally been continuing in Qatar's capital, but officials say they are making little progress. North Korea has dismissed the US humanitarian aid as a sinister scheme aimed at putting pressure on other countries to get vested interests fulfilled. North Korea's foreign ministry published the criticism of US aid on their official website, quoting the researcher Kang Hyun-chol, a clear indication that it reflects government thinking. He wrote that the American ulterior intention of linking humanitarian assistance with human rights issue is to legitimize their pressure on the sovereign states and achieve their sinister political scheme. Among the examples he listed was declining American assistance to the government in Afghanistan, where the United States is due to withdraw its troops in the coming weeks. He said many countries have undergone bitter tastes as a result of pinning hope on the American aid and humanitarian assistance. In Cuba, thousands of people have joined the biggest protests in decades against the communist government. They marched in cities including the capital, Havana, shouting down with the dictatorship. Cubans have been angered by the collapse of the economy as well as by the restrictions on civil liberties and the authorities handling out of pandemic. The third and final one-day international between Pakistan and England will be played at Birmingham tomorrow. The match will start at 5 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. England leads the series 2-0. And finally, the weather. Rain, thunder shower with gusty winds are expected in Kashmir, Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad, Gilgit-Baltistan, Balochistan and Sindh during next 12 hours. Heavy falls are also expected in Upper Punjab, Kashmir and Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa at isolated places during the period. To end the news, here are some of the headlines once again. Prime Minister has emphasized the need for rehabilitation and protection of shrines for promotion of religious tourism. Information Minister says efforts are being made to move towards a peaceful and all-inclusive settlement in Kabul. Taliban have surrounded the city of Ghazni in central Afghanistan. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio.